So, I don't know why I pressed the record button and then my mouth stops working. Um, Welcome to Talk with Butch Tuesday. This is Butch Lieber, and today I am here with Jose Rodriguez with Old Republic Title. Hello, Jose.
Hi, how you doing, Butch? How's
Good,
everyone doing?
good. It's so funny. Like I said, I pressed that record button and my mouth just can't think of the words. Something about start recording on film. So, Jose, thanks for joining me today. Why don't we just start off and tell people what you do, who you are, and what you do?
Yeah, well, honestly, I do a lot. So I work with Old Republic Title Agency. I am the marketing rep, or my actual title is called Business Development Manager. I'm out there promoting my company to real estate agents, to lenders. What I do directly with agents and lenders is I try to, well, I shouldn't say I try. I actually help them build knowledge and brand themselves so they can stay in front of their clients, um, try to get in front of new clients at the end of the day to help them grow their business. I become a partner of their business plan so we can go ahead and motivate each other and just, stay in the business.
Yeah, it's an interesting business model for title companies because there are so many regulations about how you can market yourselves.
Correct.
And I mean, most consumers have no idea, like they're going to buy a house, they have to use a title company. They have no idea how to use them. So the realtor makes a recommendation. So you can promote to realtors, but there's lots of legislation around it. So what you do, which is somewhat, it's not unique, but there's not a lot of or marketing reps for title companies that really help agents be successful. So when you help them, when they have an opportunity to bring business to a title company, they think about Old Republic.
Exactly. And that's the other thing I was going to say. The second part of this, of my job, is to try to connect an agent with an escrow officer that understands their style, that, because the escrow officer is a huge part of this whole transaction when you're buying and selling. They have to be on it, they have to be well knowledgeable about what they're doing. So my job is not only to market an agent, but also to connect them with an escrow officer that can really help them create a smooth transaction for their buyer or seller.
Yeah, for sure. The escrow officer can make a huge difference. They can really help it make it, create a problem for a deal or be the savior to a deal. And you even have a savior named escrow officer in your office.
Yeah, so I kind of think of my job having two type of clients. So I have the real estate agents and I have my escrow officers. I have to take care of both of them. So
Yeah, and you got some good ones working for you.
thank you.
So Jose, I always ask people. So we've worked together this year a little bit as coach and client, and you know that the core of my coaching is operating from a vision to make a difference. So Jose, what's your vision for your business, or asked another way, why do you do what you do?
Well, I think the people that know me definitely understand who I am and why I do what I do. And honestly, my vision is for people to experience happiness and empowerment. So they see that through my posts, the general public, or they see, conversations or emails that I send over to directly to my clients or friends. I've been in the customer service world for the last 22 years. So everything I do is listening to the other person. So no matter what role I'm in, it's always trying to find a solution.
Got it. Awesome. So give me an example, a success story with a client where your vision actually made the difference for them.
So, I hear a lot like, what's working for other agents? What's working for other agents? Uh, in what I tell them is everything could work. You just have to actually stick with it. And one of my clients actually was new to sending out postcards, farming a neighborhood. I think in the past she had tried to farm over 500 homes. The budget was like a ridiculous amount, and so we started having conversations about how to really carve down that 500 list to a really focused list of, so she can get more return to her expense. So we sat down, we carved out a neighborhood, we planned out the whole year of what was going to be sent, And it wasn't only just like postcards, it was actually phone calls and other community events. So it's like layering all these different marketing ideas. And she started seeing, some traction on it. So she started hearing phone calls, emails about inquiries. So it took a while until she actually closed on them. And when I say a while, it was 8 months into it of her sending out all this stuff and staying with the program.
Consistency
Um,
over time. Yeah.
Consistency, and that's something I learned from you and all the podcasts I listen to. It's sticking with something that's going to work, that you have all the tools and services for. And definitely it helps having partners, because sometimes you can kind of lean on someone else when you're not going to be available to execute something. But planning ahead has made her job much easier, and she's seeing positive results.
It's awesome. You and I operate from the same way. I mean, you said, what are other agents doing? Well, who cares? What's going to work for you, your personality, your style, to help you fulfill your visions? Because it works for somebody else doesn't mean it'll work for you. And if it doesn't work for them, it might work for you. It depends on your personality and style.
Correct. I mean, and touching on that vision, I think 2020 it has taught me a lot of things. But the biggest thing is like being who I am and leveraging my strengths in that way. I think prior to that, I was trying to mold myself a very different way. But once I stuck to my vision and honestly, just making other people happy and empowered by doing several different things that I naturally already do, I focused on that. And as I've talked to you, my results have gone up.
The
And
production's increased dramatically.
yes,
It's awesome.
and I could say having partners like yourself, talking to others that are in the same line of work, even though they're competitors, it's always nice to have conversations with others and just learn from each other.
Great. You've been, like you said, in the customer service field for a long time, and though you have a job at a boss, you're not an entrepreneur. Your business is run like it's your own business. You run it because you get paid based on your production. You don't get
Yes.
paid to show up. You get paid to produce. So if you could go back and give yourself, your young self, some advice, when would you go back and what would you tell yourself? Like, what's the number one thing you've learned to be successful in business?
To speak up, um, to believe in myself. I think I mean, my entire life, I was always shy up until maybe 10 years ago.
10
But
weeks
even
ago.
now,
10 weeks
sometimes
ago.
it takes me a while to talk. But when you asked me that question, I thought about when I was around 10 years old. I wanted to do so much, but I was always quiet and I didn't want to speak up and I didn't want to raise my hand. I didn't want to be corrected. I was always timid to hearing something contradicting than what I thought. So I guess going back to myself and say, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be told no. It's okay to fail. Um, because if you don't fail, you won't learn. So
Okay. Interesting. When you said you used to be shy, I forgot when I met you how quiet you were and how you really have found your voice over the last couple of years. It's quite an impressive growth.
yeah, I think the biggest thing is when you stop comparing yourself to others and others that you feel are successful or are in the same line of work and doing a great job, dress the part or speak the part and all this stuff. Stop doing that, and then you see yourself come up and you see yourself in a very different way. And for me, I saw that like early this year, and amongst all the chaos, always have a smile. I try to be motivated. Everything I do for others, it's always for good intentions.
That's great.
And, yeah,
That's great. And I, it proves the point of view that I operate from is that when you're authentic, when you operate as yourself and stop following other people's rules, you can't lose, and
correct.
you'll succeed, and you're thriving doing that.
Yeah,
We were talking before we started about one of the big things that you've learned too is, in a city of 5 million people with 30,000 residential real estate agents, you don't have to work with everybody because there are people that don't align with your vision and they're not your clients. You find plenty of people that are. When you focused on your people that vibed with your vision, your business started to take off.
yeah. I mean, I think when I first came into this position like 2.5 years ago, I met a broker, and the first thing that he mentioned was, not everyone's going to like you. And that forever stayed in my head. And now I see it as like, that's true. I mean, I'm not going to be able to connect with everyone. And it's not that we can't be friends or we can't work. It's just that sometimes there's not a connection there. But I'm not worried about being able to work with 500, 1,000 agents. I'm more worried about making sure I connect with the core clients I have, help them, and they'll remember, what I'm able to do for them and send us a contract.
You, if you're watching this and you are a residential real estate agent or commercial, because you do commercial as well as
Correct.
public.
Yes.
If you're a real estate agent and your business is geared towards taking care of people, you're focused on making a difference to being successful, give Jose a call. He's going to help you with your business. He's awesome. And if you're all about the money and you're kind of jerky about it, don't bother either of us. No, it's just a different mindset, a different way to look at business. You said something really funny before we hopped on the call, before we turned on the recording. You said people used to confuse you with, or used to identify you with a famous celebrity. Who was that?
Well, disclosure, this was when I was like 19. I weighed 120 pounds, and I wore glasses back then. Mark Anthony is who people would confuse me with,
The former Mr. J.
or just say, that I looked like that.
Like Mark Anthony.
So yeah, I wish I had his voice.
Once J Lo broke up with him, he disappeared, right?
Yeah, well, he got his money and he's living well.
All right, great. Anything else you want to share today?
I have to say 2021 is going to be an amazing year. It's all dependent on what your outlook is going to be about it. I know that there's been hardship for a lot of people, but we need to stick to why you do what you do, and success will come towards your business and to you. So.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Jose. Thanks for joining me today. If you're watching again, if you're buying or selling a house, you need a title company, call Jose at Old Republic Title. If you're a real estate agent, you need to talk to Jose. And I am a business coach. I help particularly real estate agents, but any business owner, entrepreneur, on staying focused to produce the level of results you're committed to. If you ever have the thought, I don't know how to get where I want to go, give me a call. So thanks for watching, and thanks for your time today. And we'll see you next week on Talk with Butch Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.